Hello, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for supporting me, and thanks for watching. To the Hello and welcome. Always like to start off with banners, Bible reading. I will start off with these first two, and then in Isaiah as well. Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. Matthew 18, verse 10. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones which believe in me. For I say unto you, their heaven do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. Remember, fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged. Remember that evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. People get on to us for speaking out against abuse. This is a verse I always like to show, prove that the Bible, it is biblical, it is scriptural for us to speak out. But not just sit idly by and keep letting all this bad stuff happen. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Hi there, good to see you too. Hope everyone's having a grand day. So beautiful outside, it's so sunny, the birds are singing, the pollen's out, but still it's a beautiful day. A friend of mine had brought this to my awareness, and so I'm bringing this to y'all's awareness as well. Thank you so much. Good to see y'all. And this is in West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. This is March the 29th. I go like that, I scroll too much right here. This show's in Weston, West Virginia, in Charleston. This judge sanctioned state in foster care lawsuit over deleted emails, but says it wasn't intentional. Y'all see that? The emails were requested as part of a 2019 lawsuit against the state that alleged mistreatment of thousands of kids in foster care. I think we need to try to get all the reports also in every state, even Tennessee. So this is the West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources, located at 1 Davis Square in Charleston, West Virginia. So I'm going to make this bigger so that maybe y'all can see it. Can y'all see it okay? Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger like that too. Good to see you, Victoria, too. Thanks everyone for coming. Appreciate y'all. A federal judge has ordered sanctions against the state health department for its role in failing to preserve emails for an ongoing lawsuit over alleged mistreatment of thousands of foster kids. Not just hundreds, but thousands of foster kids. The sanction was less harsh than plaintiffs have sought against the state, as U.S. Magistrate Judge Cheryl Eppert noted in an order issued Thursday that she didn't find the state had intentionally deleted the evidence. Of course, you're not going to find the evidence that it intentionally did it, of course. People cover their tracks pretty good, huh? Effort required the state health department to pay an undetermined amount to reimburse plaintiffs for their attorney's fees and other costs related to bringing the request for the sanction. The judge acknowledged that the prior top officials with the Department of Health and Human Resources didn't do enough to ensure that the state's Office of Technology kept emails belonging to former foster care leaders. A former top DHHR attorney resigned in the wake of the deleted email scandal. Wow! See that? A former top DHHR, he resigned? That's kind of strange. And then to be deleted too. Effort's order follows a hearing in January at Huntington's Federal Courthouse where attorneys for both sides discussed the issue. Y'all, we got a couple of friends who I've even interviewed on here, and there's, what his name, Get to Know had interviewed, and a couple of my other friends had interviewed that's been with the foster care, and they recently got book 3 out with their foster care, what had happened. The emails were requested as part of a 2019 lawsuit filed on behalf of foster children against DHHR and Governor Jim Justice. The sweeping class action suit outlined both documented and hardly known problems in the system. Overburdened child protective service workers, children sent to unsafe and abusive group homes, a failure to find kids permanent homes, and more. The deleted emails came to light last fall when plaintiffs led by the legal nonprofit A Better Childhood said the state had failed to preserve thousands of emails that they'd requested in 2020. They argued that the emails could have shown how foster leaders responded to child welfare crisis. How convenient for him in 2020 that in 2019 got deleted. How convenient, right, y'all? Plaintiffs also argued that the failure to preserve the emails was intentional amid growing transparency, concerns about how DHHR ran its overburdened foster care system. While Eppert acknowledged shortcomings in the state's steps to preserve the emails, she said that the deletion was tied to a misunderstanding between DHHR and the State Office of Technology. A classic example of the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing, she claimed. She wrote. Okay. Eppert rejected the plaintiff's request for sanctions for intentional evidence spoliation. Certainly, their communication failures were negligent, perhaps even grossly negligent. Hey, now, I did not try to scroll down. So, come on now. I mean, but they do not support a finding by clear and convincing evidence that defendants intended to deprive plaintiffs of information, she wrote, added that the state health department had made a significant effort to recover as many of the lost emails as possible. How are you going to find out whether or not it's really for proof or not? How are you going to have the proof that that that's what that person thought and that's what they intentionally do? How are you going to know that? I think it's really funny that they had the lawsuit and then all of a sudden they disappeared, don't y'all? She still ordered a sanction and required DHR to reimburse the plaintiffs for reasonable attorney's fees and costs associated with the motion of sanctions. Additionally, the judge said that DHR cannot use the deleted evidence as part of their arguments that they didn't act with deliberate indifference to foster care problems. What? Okay, they cannot use the deleted evidence as part of their arguments that they didn't act with deliberance. Okay. In a press release, the West Virginia Department of Human Services, which has replaced DHR in running child welfare, said it was pleased with the judge's decision to reject the plaintiff's allegation that DOHS intentionally failed to preserve emails of former employees. Wow. Wow. Still a bit of a cover-up, I see. I'm sticking by that. That's my opinion. Well, DOHS does not agree with all conclusions in the magistrate judge's decisions. DOHS appreciates the court's careful consideration of these issues, the release said. Over the last several years, DOHS has devoted a large number of resources to improving the child welfare program, including significantly increasing caseworker resources and transforming the community-based mental health system that serves foster children. Justice hasn't publicly commented on the deleted emails. There are currently more than 6,100 kids in foster care. A Better Childhood Executive Director, Marcia Lowry, said in an email, "We thought the court's decision was reasonable and fair. The court also agreed to award plaintiffs' fees for the cost of bringing this motion, a highly unusual remedy at this stage of the litigation. We don't know yet the amount because we have to calculate it, which we will do." ABC and others who filed the lawsuit included Disability Rights West Virginia, and the local attorneys have struggled for years to get key documents from the state about its foster system. See that for a lot of years they struggled. They've been trying to get that information, trying to get it. They knew that it was a faulty system. Wow. Through the lawsuit, attorneys are hoping to force DOHS to reform parts of its child welfare system, including shortening the amount of time kids are lingered in care without permanent homes and providing better oversight to kids living in group homes in and out of state. Okay, so let's go to the next one that I have over here. So this is a more recent one. This was April the 22nd. So the deleted emails in foster care lawsuit could cost the state $172K in sanctions. The state is facing sanctions in an ongoing lawsuit that alleges poor treatment of thousands of children in the overburdened child welfare system. You know what sucks about that, y'all? When the state taxpayers are still going to have to pay these people. The taxpayers. Not the government. I mean, not them out of their pockets. What all they done for the taxpayers? Attorneys suing the state over its troubled foster care system have requested around $172,000 from the state in sanctions following the destruction of emails related to the case. A federal judge last month ordered sanctions in the ongoing class action lawsuit after finding that the West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources failed to preserve foster care leaders' emails and other electronic communications related to the case. Did they not get their computers and go back and find the little prints, the little fingerprints? That's what I'm wondering. Attorneys suing the state argued that the emails could have been better shown how the state did or did not respond to crisis in the child welfare system. See, that's what it's important there. Plaintiffs seek system-wide reform of a broken child welfare system that routinely harms thousands of innocent children. They wrote in a court filing April the 16th. Defendants are not only derelict in their duty to keep plaintiffs safe from harm, but also in their duty to preserve thousands of emails of the former employees at issue in this case. So in the 2019 suit alleged that the state failed to protect more than 6,000 children in foster care. Children were sent to unsafe homes and institutions. More than 6,000 of them, y'all. 6,000 of our kids. Attorney said, and left them to languish in a system without any plans for permanency. Additionally, attorneys said that Child Protective Service workers were unprepared and overburdened. They always come and say that, don't they? The amount requested in sanctions is $172,281.15. It encompasses plaintiff's work and requested the sanctions, investigate the scope of document destruction, and more. Legal nonprofit A Better Childhood, Shaper and Disability Rights West Virginia jointly filed the suit on behalf of children in foster care. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for bringing the awareness for our children. In the filing, their attorneys said digging into the evidence spoliation required significant time and labor. Class counsel devoted a total of 346 hours litigating this motion over the course of 6 months through several rounds of briefing, related discovery, and oral arguments, they wrote. Attorneys felt that the state intentionally deleted the evidence, but the U.S. Magistrate Judge Cheryl Effort disagreed. Certainly, their communication failures were negligent, perhaps even grossly negligent, but they did not support a finding by clear and convincing evidence that defendants intended to deprive plaintiffs of information, she wrote March 28th. Effort added that the state had made a significant effort to recover as many of the lost emails as possible. A former top DHHR attorney resigned in the wake of the deleted email scandal. I did scroll up, but it went too far, sorry. The Department of Human Services now oversees foster care after the state health department split into 3 departments at the start of the year. Attorneys for DOHS have not filed a response to plaintiffs' proposed amount in sanctions. Federal judge will have to approve the proposed attorney's fees awards. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look up my friends and show that book that's going on with some of the people that's in foster care. I don't know if it's only the ones that's in foster care in Virginia, West Virginia, excuse me. So let me go and see. Y'all know our friend Jessica Brown. She's going to be one of them. She's got some of her writing in there. Let's see. Trying to get it on there. It's called Faces of Foster Care 3. So let me go to Amazon right quick. Okay. Want to show y'all, and it's their stories on what they had to endure. Here we go. Get it right here. Get it up. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. I will show y'all that right there. They even have a Facebook group. Here it is right here. Faces of Foster Care, Volume 3. A collection of stories from men and women who grew up in the foster care system or worked in foster care. These stories will inspire and motivate you as you read about their strength and resilience while overcoming hurt, resentment, loss, and abuse. The authors in this book and the other faces of foster care books in this series are dedicated to fostering change and giving others who grew up in the same conditions and circumstances as themselves a reason to overcome. This is the title of the book. Do y'all see it okay? Faces of Foster. These people are resilient. These people are fighters. So that's got like, these are some of the kids' faces right here that were in the foster care system. See them in the background right here. It's like my cave. But as I said, it's got our friend Jessica in there as well. That we support her. It's got other people in here who deserves to be heard. So they even got the 3 different books on there. The total price by all 3 items from wow. But all 3 of them would be $13.97. Wow, that ain't too bad. But anyway, we need to support kids. Kids do not deserve to be treated in these heinous ways. They already lost their families. They already, some of us in the foster care, they had good parents. And they're in foster care because they had no other family members. Some's in foster care because they had abusive parents. So many reasons why a child is there. That does not make them a bad child. And they do not deserve abuse, neglect. They don't deserve it. They deserve to be loved, nurtured, and cherished just like any other kid. For that, I want to thank you all for listening and helping me be a voice. Thank you for standing with me. God bless each and every one of y'all. Have a great day.